Hey everybody, I am the MoeChicken, and I am nauseous. I'm just gonna go, whatever, it's fine, this is a mess anyway. I've had a bit of a unfortunate night. Well, internally I've had a bit of an unfortunate night. Hey guys, good to see you. I had a glass of wine this evening while I was cooking dinner. And I was cooking HelloFresh, and I was trying a new bottle of wine. Both of them were bad. Both experiences were bad. I kind of suspected that the HelloFresh might not be great because I was kind of outside my wheelhouse. Like it was a tofu meal. And I was like, hell no, fresh. Yeah, kind of. It's a tofu meal. I never had tofu. And I was like, well, that's reducing meat consumption. Maybe it's a good thing. I'll give it a shot. And to its credit, the tofu was fine. The tofu was not what ruined the meal. Everything else ruined the meal. The rest of the meal was gross. The tofu was whatever. They're just flavored cubes of bean paste. But it wasn't very good. I basically threw the whole thing away. So that's problem number one. And then problem number two, dang, that wine straight up gave me all kinds of acid. Chairman of despair. Gave me all kinds of acid issues. Fortunately, okay, so you're implying the bottom side. Fortunately, it's not that cyber. Is the top side. It is acid issues. I'm having tremendous acid issues right now. So hopefully it does not become the bottom side later. But anyway, this is all fun. We're going to play Castlevania. Because, I don't know. It's probably not going to be a full stream. I'm just going to play for a little bit. Just going to play for a little while and be sad. Be sad. Oh my goodness. I appreciate it. I think it'll get better. I've got a big old bottle of water here. I took some not Pepto-Bismol, Bylanta earlier. Dropping those big names. And hopefully it'll feel better. But other than that, I had a good day. Other than that, my day was fine. It was just, yeah, I don't know, man. It's the classic loop for me. Anytime I try to be like inventive with eating, where I'm sort of like, I'm gonna try something new, it like always comes back and bites me. Like I just shouldn't try new things because they never work out for me. It never works out. I'm always like, I shouldn't have done that experimental food thing. It was a bad idea. I should have just stuck to the same wine that I always get. Should have just stuck to a basic HelloFresh that I'd be familiar with, and then I wouldn't be suffering. Tragedy. But anyway, how are y'all today? Are you having a good Tuesday? I'm very focused on Thursday at the moment because I actually got a phone call from GameStop today. You've been living that crazy salad life. Living La Vida salad. Upside, inside, out, living La Vida salad. Salad life. Yeah, I actually got a phone call from GameStop today, and they were like, we know that you have pre-ordered a Switch 2. We want to check, make sure you know everything you need to know, and that you'll be able to pick it up on Thursday. And I was like, oh wow, look at that. It's really nice. And they answered my questions, and they're like, you can pick it up at this time. I did one of the big things I was concerned about was the potential for lines and having to wait in like a line to pick the thing up, even though I'd already pre-ordered it. And while the guy did say, he's like, well, I don't know. Honestly, he says, if there is a line, you will probably still have to wait in it. So my recommendation is, since your console is kind of like guaranteed, just go ahead and wait a little bit later in the day. And so it's like, okay, well, I'll just wait till like noon. Yeah, Switch 2. So I'm excited. I want to play the new Mario Kart game. I hope it's fun. I'm curious what it's going to be like. I was thinking about it today. It might be like Everywhere Road Trip, which would be really exciting because I love that game. I've actually been wanting to play that game again recently. it's been kind of like I've been doing a lot of PS2 stuff recently. I'm also playing the, what do you call it? Mega Man X Command mission, the Mega Man X RPG on PS2. You find the dual mice intriguing. They don't release Mario Paint doing it, the Lost Art doing it. Yeah, you know, I mean, I do find myself wondering about that. Well, let me finish the thought about what I was saying about Mario Kart. Basically, I've been thinking about like Ever a Road Trip and how like it was a racing game, but it had like this open world feel where there were like little events you could do and little hidden things. And I mean, that would be cool. You know, like I honestly was not expecting them to do open world Mario Kart. But now that I'm like thinking about it, I'm kind of like, well, maybe that could be fun. You know, you could just kind of like drive around and like find stuff. It could be cool. It could be cool. So anyway, we'll see about that. But as for Mario Paint, I do agree that it does seem like it would be a missed opportunity otherwise, but it kind of reminds me of the same way they were about Pokemon Snap and why they were so hesitant to make a Pokemon Snap for a long time, even though there was kind of like a market share for that, or like a group of people that wanted it. Their rationale of, well, it's just not unusual anymore is kind of valid too. You know, it's like there are other means to do digital drawing nowadays, to the point where like making a game about it wouldn't really be innovative. Like at the time when Mario Paint came out, yes, there were computers, but consoles sometimes did these sort of like didn't want to stay in their lane things where they would like make a game that was not a game. It was like something a computer would do. And I feel like Mario Paint is kind of that same idea. It's like, this is something that if you don't have like a home PC that can do this, now you can do it on your Super Nintendo. Isn't that neat? And it was neat. I liked it a lot. But I feel like there are so many means to do it nowadays that you kind of don't need it. Hello, Jimmy. Welcome. I feel terrible, but that's why we're playing Castlevania, because it's emotional support Castlevania. Yeah, so I feel like if they were gonna try to re-release, like, they would probably just call it, let's be honest, they just call it New Mario Paint. That's how they've been going recently. They would just call it New Mario Paint, or Mario Paint 2, the Mario Painting. I don't think they'd be able to come up with ways to make it feel like really, really innovative or new. And I know how Nintendo is. You know, they have this insistence that they only want to move forward and break things. It's kind of how they work a lot of the time, much to the chagrin of the people that like their IPs. So I don't know. Anyway, all that to say, yes, Mario Paint, New Mario Paint would be cool, but I have reservations about it. And yeah, I hope that the Mario Kart... Okay, let me ask y'all a question. So this is something I've kind of been going back and forth about all week. Do y'all want to see me play the Switch 2 on release? Because I just feel like there's so many other people that would be better to watch for that kind of content. You know, it reminds me of what Ian was saying about how he was thinking about having like a Mario Kart 64 stream on Thursday, just to be like, just to provide alternatives. I feel like a lot of the time my streams are alternatives for people that don't want mainstream stuff. At least that's how I view them. And so I feel like maybe it wouldn't be of any benefit for me to do that. But what are your thoughts? I mean, is that something you'd like to see? Because I guess I could stream that day. That's assuming it works. Not that I think the console's not going to work, but it is very possible that even if I'm planning to take a half day on Thursday so that I can, you know, because I know otherwise I would just be thinking, like, my brain's just going to be going Switch 2 all day anyway. So I might as well not, you know, do bad at work as well. But it's possible that there are going to be like issues with like firmware updates, or I'm going to have trouble moving over my account, or this, that, or the other. So I can't guarantee it's going to work, but And I also can't see the chat right now because my iPad is out of battery, which is what I usually look at the chat on, so I would have to check once I've defeated Decapiclops here. I don't know. It was just me kind of thinking, it's like, well, would anyone want to see me play Switch 2, or would you rather watch, like, big streamer, I don't know, Vine Sauce? Who's a big streamer? Markiplier? Who is a large streamer? I don't know. I love you, big streamer number 38. You're my favorite. I think that was a Game Grumps joke. Oh, just tell me. It's also possible that if Ian does decide to stream on a Thursday of all things, I'm going to want to watch Ian stream. So there is that. Let's see what we got. Then we get the Switch 2, so you'll get missing out. Sure, it might be a good opportunity to get new viewers. Okay. Well, if I can get it all up and working, maybe we can give that a try. Again, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be like. I don't know how difficult it's going to be to get working, but thank you for that input. And I'm glad to hear that, you know, y'all are interested in seeing me instead of big streamer number 38, who is very popular, like crazy popular. And yeah, I honestly do not blame anyone for not wanting to invest in the Switch 2. The only reason I'm doing it pretty much is that I know how I was about the Switch 1. I got very like obsessive about it, and I feel like if I just go ahead and get it, I won't have to deal with any of that. You know, I will get my obsessive nature out of the way because it's something I'm sure I'm going to buy anyway. So just go ahead and get it. Get it out of the way. And I did get paid this week, so I should be okay. Plus, I put down, I think I told y'all this, I put down some money when I pre-ordered it. Like, I put down half the price when I pre-ordered it. And I remember part of the reason I was doing that was I figured if I had a larger investment in the effort already, maybe it would incentivize them to not cancel my pre-order, because I know that sometimes companies can be poopy and, you know, cancel your pre-order just because their friend wanted one or something. And I remember asking the guy at the desk, and I was like, hey, so if I put down extra money, will that increase my likelihood of, you know, getting my Switch 2? And the guy looked at me. He almost looked like offended. He's like, if you pre-order it, you're going to get it regardless. Like, however much you put down isn't going to impact that. And I was like, oh, okay, so I don't have to put down a retainer for my pre-order to actually happen. Let's see. Hang on. What system is this Castlevania? This is PS3. This is Castlevania Harmony of Despair. It is an amazing game that I wish was still available on modern consoles, because this might be the only online multiplayer game I ever enjoyed, frankly. I love this game. It's up to 6 people simultaneously, which is amazing. I think I've only ever done that once, but back in the day, I would put on like a little earpiece, little PS2 or PS3 earpiece, and play Castlevania with my friends, and like it was the greatest time of my life. I really, really enjoyed it, and I missed those times. They were so fun. But yeah, they just kind of like, you know, they never released this on anything other than PS3, and like maybe like PSP, I'm not sure, or Vita or something. But oh my gosh, it was so much fun to play this game. And it's just sort of like it's just a time waster. There's no real like overarching story or anything. It's just like 11 levels of Castlevania goodness, and most of what you're playing for is to just find like treasure, just to find like equipment and stuff. But oh my gosh, I love it so much. It's so much fun. This is another example of a game where I feel like, you know, there's more that they could have done with it. You know, there's like, someone gave you a PS3 recently? Well, you should get Castlevania Harmony of Despair and play it with me. That's how that works. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. Like, they could have kept making this. They could have made more levels. They could have introduced other characters. Like, there's a ton of characters in the Castlevania mythos that aren't represented here. In fact, I seem to recall there was a artist who did an image of, like, all of the characters in Castlevania who are in Harmony of Despair and all of the characters in Castlevania who are not in Harmony of Despair. And it was like the same number of main characters. Like, there were so many characters that could be added, like Nathan Graves or Just Belmont, or like, what's his name? Isaac? Is it Isaac? I always get, no, Hector. Hector's the good guy. I always get Isaac and Hector mixed up. But like, it would be so much fun. They could do more things with this, but they just didn't. They decided not to. They were done with it. And I guess I gotta respect that, but I hate it. Honestly, I just want more Castlevania. That's all there is to that. I love this series and I want more of it. Yeah, it's co-op. Well, I mean, you can do it competitively if you want, but we never did. It's just co-op to get to the end, and you can take different paths. Like, it's not all on one screen. In my recollection, it was not laggy or anything. Every once in a while, you'd get desynced, but it was pretty uncommon. What's better, too, is that when you when you play it with other people, you're more likely to get like better stuff because you're more likely to finish the level. Like, I haven't really explained too much about it, but this game has, the way the treasure drops work is they've got kind of tables for everything, as you might expect, and the tables are based on the color of treasure chest that you get. So there's like brown ones, blue ones, yellow ones, red ones, green ones, and purple ones. And in order of like goodness, I guess you could say, it goes brown, blue, green, purple, gold, and then red is just always money. And like anytime anyone opens a treasure chest on the screen, everybody gets, you know, a roll of the dice and they get something from that treasure chest. So like, for example, there are certain areas that only Shanoa can get to because she has, like, one of the only kind of like handouts they gave to Shanoa was the ability to use her Magnus power from her game Order of Ecclesia. So like, there are certain places where she can like get more height than anyone else. And those treasure chests are off limits for everyone else, but if you have like a Shanoa in your party, you can get them. And so it like encourages you to, oh my gosh, I hate these things. It encourages you to have like friends and play along with them, and it's like super duper fun, and I love it, and I want to play it again with friends, but none of my friends play PS3 anymore, except for me, I guess. That, and it's just not as easy to coordinate as it used to be. Used to be we were all just like post-undergrad kids with no real jobs yet, and so we were just like playing whatever. Hey, Darkman. Instructions unclear. Stuck in Mimic. I'm sorry? Oh, is that like a little... Oh, it's a person stuck in a Mimic. It is. Okay. I couldn't figure out what you were saying, but I didn't see that it was your little icon there. Anyway, this is a fun game. I like it. It's a good time. It's a great time waster, you know, if you just want to play a game for a little while. Plus, I mean, the characters do level up every time you play as them, so you never have a situation where you don't feel like you accomplished anything in a particular level. So, that said, it is a pain in the butt to actually max out characters in this game. Each character levels up a little bit differently, based on how you play as them. So, like, like Soma, for example, his attack power or his stats increase as he gets more souls, and then the whip users like Julius, Jonathan, and Richter their stats will increase based on the level of their sub-weapons. So like, you use the sub-weapons more often with them to get them stronger. That's actually why I use sub-weapons constantly, is because that's leveling him up. Or like with Shinoa, her level ups are based on they're based on her weapons, but since she has like fewer weapons, they're harder to level up, but they also have a more significant impact when they do level up. As compared to like Jonathan, for example, who has like a billion sub-weapons, but leveling up a sub-weapon really only helps out a little bit. In my opinion, Jonathan might be the hardest character to actually finish, so to speak, just because he's got so much that you have to level up. I don't know, it's fun. It's just fun. I'm talking a lot about it, but it's just fun. It's a good game. And there's their hidden paths, as you can see. Hey, we're actually going to get to see the boss this time, I think. That's different. It's like literally the first time on stream that I've actually made it to Ryokotsuki. Ryokotsuki. I don't know what that means in Japanese, but that's his name. I mean, the words for dragon and moon are in there, so maybe Dragon of the Moon. I love this guy, this like skeleton wielding a whip. Do you want to know what his name is? He's a Hellmont. Which I thought was a really funny little joke. It's a Hellmont! Oh no! You've heard of Simon Delmont. Well, here's Simon Hellmont. Bruh. Bruh. But yeah, so much of my attention is focused on that Switch 2 later. I think it will like, I'm very happy that that Mario Kart is coming out at release, because otherwise I think it would definitely be one of those situations where I get really excited about it and then I get it and I don't know what to do with it. Kind of like what wound up happening with my Steam Deck, where I was like, oh, I should get a Steam Deck, and I was like really excited about it. I was like, oh, I can't, I'm looking forward to getting the Steam Deck, blah blah blah, and then I got it and I was like, now I'll put it in the corner and never use it. Pretty much what it came down to. I feel bad about it. I mean, I spent a lot of money on this stupid thing, but I don't know what to do with it. It's just hanging out. I think part of it is that I intended originally to plug the Steam Deck into the dock, and I didn't have extra space on my my TV was out of like HDMI inputs, so I was like, well, I'll just hook up the dock later on when I've got a game to play for it. And then because there was no incentive to find a game because it wasn't docked, it just, nothing happened. Shaking my Headmont. Shaking my Helmont. Headmont. Nah. I really do love the design of this game. Like, not Castlevania Harmony of Despair, although it is also very well designed, but specifically like the design of Getsu Fumaden. This idea that it's like, it's a, it's like spooky game with monsters, but it's set in like Japan, so it's all like monstrous stuff from Japan. And I talked last time we played this about how I like yokai, and I do still like yokai. But I also like the idea of being able to see like haunted house stuff from another country. It makes me wonder what like a haunted house would be like in Saudi Arabia, or a haunted house in like Africa, or a haunted house in Saudi Arabia is a specific country, Africa is a continent. So okay, maybe I should be more specific than that, but I mean just like how like a haunted house would work in other countries is interesting to me. So curious, because I love myths and such. There it is, the facade card. All right, well, we finally get to see Ryokotsuki. Are you excited? There he is. He's a little guy. He hops around. This, I believe, is the final boss of Getsufumiden. He's tiny. He's so little. A little guy. He just kind of hops around. It's really silly. I find myself wondering if this is at all similar to the way he actually fights in Getsufumiden. I've never beaten that game, so I don't know. I really did want to finish Monster World 4 tonight. I was excited about it. And then my stomach was like, nope, you're gonna suffer! You kill him, and he gets bigger. Now he's this guy. He's larger man, and he throws knives. That's his entire thing. He throws knives. Also, he's wearing like armor and like a white gown. It's very lovely. Doggone it! I hate his stupid shield. Actually, can y'all hear the boss music in this level? Because it's really cool. It's like crazy sounding, if I remember correctly. And you kill him again, and he turns into a giant scary thing. Oh my gosh! So, this is definitely a boss that I've mostly fought with allies. Like, yeah, he's pretty darn hard if you're alone. Frankly, this is a very hard boss to fight by your lonesome. Unless you're Soma, in which case everything is easy. Because Soma is broken in this game. Soma is broken. Back in the day, my friend insisted that Konami had to know about the problems with Soma's character, and they just were okay with it. I don't know that that's true. I feel like if I was going to make a game and I found out that something was broken, I wouldn't be like, yeah, people found out how broken it was. Yes! But he has insisted that they're like, no, of course they knew that Soma was broken. They thought it would be funny and they left it in. Of course, he also believes that the whole, like, single wall jump thing in Super Metroid was intentional. And I don't think that it is. Oh, no, don't go on it. Oh, hang on. Oh, I don't have a super potion. I don't have a super potion on hand. Oh, stupid me. Honestly, as hard as Ryukotsuki is, I feel like what's harder about him is not running out of time. Because in case you haven't noticed, he only takes damage in that little red Julie Jewel, and it's only available when he swings his hand. So it's very easy to just run out of time because you just don't do enough damage to him. Like, I mean, it's easy to die just because there's like a billion things you have to watch out for, but also it's easy to die just because you don't have enough time. That's why whenever I run out of time against Ryukotsuki, I don't really regard it as a failure. I'm like, well, that's bound to happen. I died. Boo. Alright, this time, let's go try and beat Dracula. I'm gonna try and get through the retro Dracula level. The water is helping. My stomach is calming down, which is nice. Thank you, water. You've saved the day again. Alright, we're gonna play on normal so I can actually get through it. Chapter 10. Ba-da-ba-ba. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Gonna play Simon Belmont. I love that you can play as Simon and he just looks like he did in the original Castlevania. I don't have his plate yet, though. I'll have to use the Brilliant Mail. I don't use the Mercury Boots. I don't have a Simon's Cloak yet? Boo. Alright, that one. What else do I have? Alright, and Simon uses the cross, the axe, the knife, and the holy water. That is exactly what I wanted. Let's go! This, so like, chapters 10 and 11 in particular were levels where you really wanted to have allies, because they just last so long otherwise. It's the entire game of Castlevania. It's the entire map of Castlevania 1, pretty much. And you just have to go through it in like 30 minutes. Am I not recording? I don't think I'm recording. Am I not streaming? What's going on here? Okay, no. I'm live? It was frozen on my end. Alright, thank you. Oh, that was a real heart drop moment right there. I was like, oh no. That's just what I need today. I do love this level though. Like, I think it's such a cool idea to have just Castlevania, just the entirety of Castlevania 1. And you can play as Simon Belmont. I've asked this before, I think. Who do you think is the most famous Belmont? Like, who would you say is the most famous Belmont? Is it Simon? I feel like it would be either Simon or Richter. One of those two. So I think they've been in the most games. They've been represented the most. It's funny too, because like, as far as Simon goes, he's pretty much square in the middle of, you know, the Belmont family tradition of killing Dracula. Like chronologically. Like, I think his game took place in like 1700s, 1400s, somewhere around there. Hey, Dan Nugget. How you doing? Oh, this is my I don't feel great stream. Well, I'm feeling better, so that's good. I do wish my boy Juice was in this, though. Oh, hey, so speaking again of beating Monster World 4, I do think I want to play one of the Castlevanias for the Game Boy Advance after that stream is finished. Which one would y'all like to see? It's wild to see the NES sprite double jumping. I know, right? Or back dashing. Would you like to see Circle the Moon, Aria of Sorrow, or Harmony of Despair? Not Harmony of Dissonance. Which do you think you'd like to see? Because I like all three of them, so it's fine whichever one you choose. But. And you don't have to answer right now. Just think about it. Think about it. Or for that matter, I mean, I guess we've got access to the DS ones as well, so I could play a DS one too. Just a Castlevania. Doggone it. I tell you what, things are so forgiving on normal mode. Things are so forgiving. Like, I'm so much more used to playing on hard mode because, as you might expect, when you've got a group of people working with you, hard mode's a lot more, you know, possible. And, yeah. And, like, I'm just sort of used to, like, when I was playing with my friends, we'd always play on hard mode because you get better stuff. Like, there's a fair amount of stuff that you can't get on normal mode. so not used to playing on normal, and it's very easy. Normal might as well be easy mode at this point. I'll talk on it. So I can get him. I feel like the ghost sprite from Castlevania 1 looks kind of like a frog to me. It doesn't look like a... It's supposed to be a skull. Like, it's supposed to be a burning skull. But it just kind of looks like a frog to me. A weird frog. Just singing along with the music because I like it so. Big fan of this song right here. Big fan of Vampire Killer. Aloha! Willkommen! Oh, hey Black. I'm feeling better now, but I was feeling crappy earlier. Real stomach issue earlier in the eve. But fortunately, it has gone away. For the most part. Still feeling a little bit of it, but for the most part, it's gone. I guess I'm gonna have to find something to eat, though. Because, like, I ate just a few bites of that HelloFresh, and so I'm probably gonna get hungry later. Yep. Thanks, man. Okay. This is me treading into dangerous waters, and I apologize. I'm not trying to offend anyone. Start with that. Black, if I recall, you identify as non-binary. Is that correct? If so, is it upsetting for me to say man? Like, again, is dangerous waters. If this is offensive, I can just stop. I don't mind not canceling myself. But I want to be respectful about these sorts of things. And I think you're my first friend who is non-binary. So is that a thing where I should be like, no? Because I know the pronoun, but I don't know, like, tangential stuff to that. Dude, bro, man, etc. General. Okay, good deal. That is good to know. Thank you very much. And again, apologies for my ignorance, but I just didn't grow up with it or anywhere near it. So trying to learn. Also, I'm an old man. I'm 40. So there's that. So another thing that's like problematic in this game is that I've railed against Soma and how sort of like unfair he is as a character compared to the other characters. But there are other things that are like frustrating in terms of like not gatekeeping, but they feel like gatekeeping behavior at times. Most characters can do that. They can kick. Jump, attack, you can kick. Great. But the two mage characters cannot. Unfortunately, there is no alternative means of movement. Like, both Charlotte Olin and Yoko Valnadis cannot down kick, but they don't have anything to make up for it. And I really feel like the designers should have given them something to make up for it, because I rather like both of those characters. I want more lady representation in my vampire hunters. And yeah, I don't know. I think they should have given them something. That said, their abilities are kind of ridiculous, so I guess they did give them that. Like a really, really overpowered Yoko or Charlotte can just break the game open. Yeah, mages don't do dive kicks. Not allowed. Good evening, Moxie. Glad to see both Blackwoods are here. Oh, hey, Black, since you're here, I didn't get to finish the X8 playthrough or X8 stream yesterday. How did it go? Did you wind up enjoying the game? Like, it seemed like you were enjoying when I was watching you, so I assume that it didn't go horribly downhill after I left, but y'all started giving out spoilers for Mega Man Zero, and I don't know enough about it. So I was like, oh, I gotta leave. I don't know who any of these characters are. I don't want anything spoiled. Eat it. I mean, it's not a big deal. You were just responding to the chat. Like, people started talking about, like, what was it, Dr. Vile? Or Dr. Yeah, I guess it would be Vile in German. And I think he's from, like, I have that art book, and I saw images of him, so I know he's from one of the games, but I was like, I don't know who these characters are, so I'm just gonna hold off. Yeah, I mean, I can't blame you. I know how much you like that series, too, so. That was really interesting, though, when you mentioned the fact that the artist who did the art for X8 was the same guy who did Breath of Fire 4. I didn't know that, but once you said that, man, you can really see it. Like, it's got the same, like, face shape as, like, Ryu and, like, Folu, and, like, I can see sort of, like, Urshan's look in terms of the art, like, robotic style. It's like, yeah, I totally see this connection once it's been pointed out to me. I love Breath of Fire 4, though. I think I mentioned it before, but that's definitely a game that I played. You know, Breath of Fire 4, as far as the Breath of Fire series goes, it's kind of the outlier. It's the black sheep, so to speak. Of the first 4, I should say. I always say that, and then I have to qualify it by saying that, oh yeah, Dragon Quarter was kind of its own thing, too. But, like, of the first 4 was definitely different. But I played it first, and so I think of it as, like, that's what I think of as Breath of Fire, and then the other ones are like, oh, these are, like, the old Breath of Fires, so to speak. Whoa! Eat it, Frankenstein's monster! You're no friend of mine, Frankie! He's like, I'm not Frankie! Every different character's their own portrait. Yeah. The mooks to main characters. Actually, a friend of mine did a text-based LP of Breath of Fire 4, and he wanted to include character portraits in the dialogue, but he was planning to just use the main characters. And, like, one day I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get you everybody. And so I went to, like, the Spriters resource, which, if you don't know, is an excellent website for people that like sprite design. It's just the Spriters resource. You can Google it probably. And I found that someone had in fact uploaded the entire list of all of the characters' portraits. It's amazing. The game's so good, and the sprite art is incredible. Like the in-battle sprite art, and like the smear images, like when you would hit a character and they like had these huge overreactions and stuff. Oh, I love Breath of Fire 4. It's so good. I remember as a kid, like the Breath of Fire 4, for those who don't know, starts with an anime cutscene, as did a lot of games in the kind of mid to late PlayStation era. And it's got dialogue throughout the whole thing. The characters are like talking, but they're speaking in Japanese. And at the time when I first played it, I didn't know anything about Japanese. And so I remember like making jokes about the opening sequence, because like it just sounded like, you know, just noises to me. It didn't sound like language. And so I was like, I would like try to repeat certain sections of it. Like there's a part near the end where it's like supposed to be a confrontation between I think it's Cray, Sias, and Ryu against Folu. And Ryu's voice actor goes like Zaruka! I mean, he's saying actual words in Japanese, but I couldn't figure out what they were. So it always made me laugh. He was like, and then I think the last time I played it, I was like, oh, they're speaking Japanese. Like I recognized a few of the words. And I'm like, wow, I really should have picked up on that as a kid. Really should have been able to figure that one out. It's a fun game though. It's a weird game too. Like it's very strange compared to the rest of the Breath of Fire series, I would say, in terms of like tone and storyline. It's a very I would say it's a very melancholic game in a lot of ways. Like a lot of stuff happens that's just not great, frankly. Just kind of like bummer stuff. And I think I've complained before about how I'm not big on like bummer games, so that might sound strange coming from me. I think part of the reason I'm okay with it was that I played it when I was young enough that I didn't really pick up on a lot of it. And so now when I play it, I'm just sort of like, oh yeah, well, I know that things work out in this way or that way, so I'm not too upset about it. But yeah, it's cool. It's a really interesting idea. And like the premise is cool. There's this kind of like ongoing thing in the Breath of Fire series. I'm just talking about Breath of Fire as I go through Castlevania now. There's an ongoing thing in the Breath of Fire series where the story writers continue to try to like grapple with this concept of the power of the Dragon Clan. Like in the first game, the Dragon Clan, specifically the Light Dragon Clan, because there's a Dark Dragon Clan, but they're the bad guys. Oh, bye, Death, bye. He just left. He just left. Thanks for coming back, man. I wouldn't be able to fight the boss. Wouldn't be able to get to the boss fight without you. He just kind of left. He was just done. He's like, oh, Simon again. Why are you here again? Someone's like, I'm selling Girl Scout cookies. I'm a very aggressive Girl Scout cookie salesperson. Yeah, so in the very first game, the Light Dragon Clan was powerful, but all of the other clans had like something about them that was powerful. And so, and I personally like that more. I always get frustrated in storylines where you have a character that's like, this character is basically the Saiyan problem is how I usually think about it. Where like you have one character who, like the story starts off with everybody kind of at even footing, and then one character or race or something just goes way off. They pop way off, and then for the rest of the story, no one can even touch them. I hate that. I think it's just really lazy story writing. And in the very first Breath of Fire game, it's kind of like the former, where like at first all of the races have their own special thing, and they're all potentially powerful, and like they stand as like equals with Ryu, you know? But then as the stories go along, it becomes more and more apparent that there's something about dragons. Like there's something about the Dragon Clan that is problematic. And by Breath of Fire 3, like, I guess spoilers for Breath of Fire 3, if you're not familiar with it, but a lot of the storyline rotates around this concept of why are there no dragons? The dragons existed a long time ago and then they died out. Why is that if they were so powerful? And, you know, the storyline focuses on Ryu, who is always the main character, and kind of him trying to figure out who he is, why there are no other dragons, etc., etc. And then by Breath of Fire 4, dragons aren't even seen as living creatures. They're seen as deities. And what you kind of find out is that they are actually from another world. And they were like summoned to the world in Breath of Fire 4. So they're like not even supposed to exist in the world. And so the people of the world of Breath of Fire 4 kind of treat them like gods. And then by like Breath of Fire 5, dragon blood is seen as like a curse or like something to be like regretted. You know, there's this whole idea in Dragon Quarter where like you have, I think they call it like D gene or something, which is like this status ailment you have, where as you use your dragon powers, you like build up a dragon meter, which if it maxes out, you just game over. It's just the end of the game because you became too much of a dragon. So like, it's cool how there's this ongoing story about dragons becoming a problem, so to speak. Wait, oh, you hate the concept of the story, or you hate the idea of there being some sort of limited resource? So I think it's a kind of a cool story idea, but I also hate the idea that like once you use up too much of your whatever, you just can't do it anymore. It's Dracula! Dracula's here! Oh yeah, here's a cool power, don't touch it. Yeah, I also can't stand that concept. It's very frustrating to me. What game was it? Oh, well, freaking Cyber Elves. It's basically the same thing as Cyber Elves. That was what frustrated me so much when I played Mega Man Zero. It's sort of like, hey, look, here are all these super cool things you could use, but we're gonna make you feel bad about it. I hate it. It's so obnoxious. It's so like, that's what I would describe as player hostile. Like, I've used that term before, but that's how I would describe it, as a situation where like the game designers introduce something which is ostensibly helpful, but they invent a reason why you shouldn't do it. And I mean, like, that goes back to even things like the difficulty settings on the original Doom, where they were all like, if you didn't play at like high levels, they were like making fun of you, you know? Or like those games where they like kind of hide the true ending behind like a difficulty wall, or they make it so that you can only play like the first 4 levels. There goes his head. Bye, bro. The hell up. Oh, speaking again of how the mages kind of get a rough shot, that move you just saw there where he sends out like fireballs all over the room, the easiest way to handle it is to do what I did just there, which is to just down kick through a gap in the fireballs. Well, the mages can't do that, so they just have to like time it, and it's awful. Here, I'll try and time it. Nope, didn't get it. Poor Charlotte and Yoko. I don't know. I guess I don't understand the idea from a game design perspective, and maybe there is some sort of, maybe that's just me not understanding game design. Maybe there is some sort of rationale as to why you do that, but as a player, I can say I don't like it. I feel like most of my experience with, or most of my knowledge of game design comes from having played a lot of games. It all comes from just the gamer side experience. He's so goofy looking. I'm going to turn into a silly wingling bat. Look at me, the true terror of Castlevania. Goofy bat monster. Oh, fudge. Okay. Whew. I thought I'd already used up my double jump. Goofy bat monster is here. Blah, blah. Like, this really sells the whole, like, this game was supposed to just be a goofy Halloween game to me. He's like, blah, it's me, Dracula. Are you afraid? Look at my spooky wings. Ooh. He's just so silly looking. Look at his silly face. Oh, did it wrong again. Blah! Ah, I got him. Nice. All right, we beat Castlevania. Got the blood flow. Lame. Or usually understood, but that is universally understood as unkind and uncool. Yeah. Yeah. I played the new Fantasy Sky. No, I haven't, but I've been hearing really good things about it. Or rather, I've been seeing a lot of like positive posts about it. Have you played it, Black? Where do I want to go? We'll go to get back on hard. Go to Lord of the Flies. And we'll play as Yoko Belnades. Yoko Belnades. Yoko Belnades in purple. Purple is a lovely color. I really like the color purple. I think it's really pretty. I think it's super pretty. You can't put it down? Yeah, like I was holding off on playing it until I got my Switch 2. Because I was concerned that the data wouldn't transfer over, but it does look really fun. I've seen a lot of screenshots of that that one image of like I don't even know what's happening in the or what at one point it happens, but there's like an image of like your character is being spoken to by like a I don't know, she looks like a shaman or something, and she's like, my nose tells me that you don't have a life, character, like your character name or something like that. And I've seen multiple people putting that up, which is funny. Great balance of whimsy and good core game mechanics. Yeah, I'll try it maybe. To lost 2 weeks to it, the girl who stole time. More like the game that stole time. Sick burn. Oh. So this is something that might be funny to you. Well, I guess my whole chat, since y'all all know I've been struggling with it. Now that like animation is over, and like that was a major part of my life for the whole month, I feel so listless. Like I don't know what to do with myself. Like I keep coming home from work and being like, well, gotta do my anime. Oh wait, no, I don't. And I'm like, oh yeah. I don't have to do that anymore. I also finished the package I was putting together for Ian's birthday next month, or this month, I guess. It's now this month. And that has like a lot of creative things in it. And I finished all those, and I mailed it off yesterday. And so I'm like, I need like a project or something. I need a project to do. I need some sort of something to work on. I'm just like sitting around grinding for items and like Genshin Impact, just listening to random YouTube videos. I was like, I need work. I need to work on something. So I'm currently looking for a new project for myself, but I'll come up with something. I was gonna redraw all of the Mega Man X characters. Did I share that? I don't think I shared that on my Discord. I might do that. But I came up with, the other day I came up with the idea of, during one of my bouts of insomnia, I came up with the idea of the three main hunters, X, Zero, and Maverick X, Zero, and Maverick. X, Zero, and well-known Maverick hunter Maverick. Sure, Axel will not enjoy being referred to as such. Yeah, X, Zero, and Axel, if they were like human police detectives, kind of. And it came out pretty well. I did the three boys, and then I came up with like facial portraits for Sigma and the original 8 Mavericks. But then like, okay, this is something I've it's an idea I've had for a while, so if I've already introduced it to y'all, forgive me for bringing it up again. But I have this concept of stale inspiration, which is where I come up with some sort of idea, but then for whatever reason, I have to keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, so that like by the time I actually do have enough time to work on it, I don't really feel inspired. It's more like a deferred sense of inspiration than it is actual inspiration. And so I usually wind up feeling kind of like unimpressed with whatever I actually produce. It happens to you constantly. It's really frustrating because it's like, you know, the alternatives are produce something you're not happy with, or don't produce something and just regret that you never finished it, whatever it was. It sucks, man. It's really awful. And like, as someone who has a lot of like creative interests, like I like a lot of different things creatively, it's irritating. Like my Chord Gadget program on my iPad is full of like all these songs that I came up with like part of and then never finished. And like, I hate it, man. It's really irritating. So many incomplete things. Anyway, how that's relevant now, that's how I'm feeling about the Mavericks, is that I sort of feel like, well, maybe I'll work on this later, or like, I don't want to work on this right now, and it just doesn't go anywhere. Uh-oh, 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 oh, they're gonna heal me! Doggone it. Doggone it! I have infinite good ideas and never finish anything. I'll say this much. My having worked on animation has made me want to go back and do a an animation idea I had a while back, using like a animation segment for using audio from one of Ian's streams. I think it would be more like, what prevented me from doing it in the past was that I felt like I didn't have enough, like it was taking too long, kind of. And where should I go? Where should I go? I don't know where I want to go. Let's go here. I'll play someone different. I'm gonna play as Alucard. I'm interested in this.
Shall we?
What was I talking about? What was I talking about? Oh yeah. What prevented me from getting it done in the first place was that I did not feel like I was making enough progress, and it got kind of bogged down. Biggest reason you started doing animation speed challenges because you found yourself constantly saying, I want to animate, but I don't have time. Yeah, I get that. Like, it really does. Like, I wouldn't necessarily say that I've gotten a lot faster, but I feel a lot more capable of judging like how long it will take to do this, that, or the other. Or I feel more comfortable with like just doing it, kind of. Like, I think with a lot of things in my life, I will say like, well, I'd love to be able to do that, but I can't because I can't, kind of thing. Like, I mean, that's how I was about like music. That's how I was about costume design and leather working. You know, I just kind of like told myself, oh, other people can do that. You have to be naturally talented to do that, and I'm not, so I can't do it. Which is nonsense, frankly. That is absolutely not true. Experience and effort definitely trumps innate talent any day of the week. So if you want to learn to do something, the first step is do that thing. Do that thing and do it a lot, and then you get good at it. That's exactly how it works. And I'm preaching to the choir here. I'm sure all y'all know that, but like, it's just something that I really had to like figure out in a way that made sense to me, so to speak. Getting in our own respective ways, yeah. And I don't think that's, I think that's actually a pretty common thing with a lot of creative folks. I think this idea of like finding reasons why you can't do it is regrettably pretty common nowadays. Hadouken! Hadouken! It's Hadouken, right? Like, it's Hadoken. I always say Hadouken, which I don't think is right. I think it's Hadouken. Oh, nice, Dark Metamorphosis. Dolph Metamorphosis. Frickin' guy. Oh, it's Hadoken? Okay, so there is a U in there. Yeah. Getting back to what I was saying earlier about the Breath of Fire 4 thing, I didn't know anything about Japanese as a kid, so it was just like, it was a mysterious foreign language. I was like, oh, they're speaking mysterious foreign language. What could it mean? I definitely also called him Ryu. That was another thing I did. I think I learned to stop calling or pronouncing that name Ryu from Ninja Gaiden. Actually, I was reading like a internet article about Ninja Gaiden, and they tried to explain how his name is supposed to be pronounced. I was like, oh, it's not Ryu? Thought it was Ryu. Well, I mean, that's how our language works, you know? It's like how in German and English, EI and IE are reversed. There. Someone just messaged me, I think. I don't know what. Ryu Hi Abusa. Hey, what's his name? No, that's not Legion. What is this thing's name called? What's this thing called? What is this thing called? Oh no, I can't remember. This is the boss of Dawn of Sorrow. What's it called though? Menace! It is Menace, you're right. Yep, Menace. Spits out the little Langoliers. The Langoliers, they're here to eat time! Played Dawn of Sorrow recently. I think, was it you, Black, who was talking about the Julius mode in Dawn of Sorrow being like integrated into the storyline? That's really interesting to me. It made me want to go back and play Julius mode, because I didn't know that, if that's the case. I just always interpreted that mode as being one of those, you know, just kind of like a bonus mode. And in my experience up to that point, all of those bonus modes were just kind of for fun. There was no like storyline component to them. But I mean, I'm all about getting more story out of a game. I love story. Gotcha. I should definitely try it. Did y'all ever answer me about which Castlevania you want me to see me play? I know I said you don't have to worry about it or you can think about it, but like, think about it, please. Do think about it, because I would love to know. The only one I would say is off limits actually is Dawn of Sorrow in regular Soma mode, just because we've already streamed it, and I'd rather not. Like if the others haven't been played, I'd rather not play one that I already have streamed. Although I guess we could use that same save file to play Julius mode. I just have to hook up my Wii U. So we played that on the Wii U. We didn't play that on the DS. You have this thing about everything in chronological order, Black. You just love to do all the games, the whole series. It's respectable, for sure. Is there an era or style of Castlevania that is your favorite? Well, probably the DS ones, I would guess. I mean, I really like... I prefer the exploration ones over the platformers. The platformers aren't bad. I don't mind them, but they don't captivate me the way the exploration ones do. I really, really like Symphony of the Night, but it's the only one on the PlayStation of that type. Rondo of Blood is hard. Yeah, we could play Rondo of Blood. We could try and get through Rondo of Blood. I have it on TurboGrafx. I was thinking of doing that at some point for Halloween.
Hellfire.
And I think part of the reason I like the DS ones in particular is that I liked the sprite design. Like, again, I prefer the character design from Aria of Sorrow over Dawn of Sorrow. I didn't really like the kind of like more generic anime look, and I know why they did that. They did that because they wanted to do anime cutscenes, and that would be hard to do otherwise. They had to create sort of like a unified look. But I do love Portrait of Ruin. Portrait of Ruin is still my favorite Castlevania game. So. Screw you, guy! Fireball! Fireball! Oh, doggone it. I want to fireball some more. Fireball! Portrait is so good. I love Portrait. Actually, speaking of, I'll give a little shout out to a YouTube channel. There is a YouTube channel called Picasprey. Pikasprey. Picasprey, I think is how it goes. And for the most part, I think that their channel is primarily, like, I think they're best known for their soft lock picking series, wherein they come up with absolutely terrible scenarios in Pokemon and explain how you would make them and how you would get out of them. But they also used to do reviews of games, and they did, I know they did Portrait of Ruin and Dawn of Sorrow. I think they did all 3DS ones and maybe some of the other ones. And what's pretty cool, they also did like the Mega Man games. And like, what's kind of cool about these videos is that I think that the author of these videos did not play any of these games when they were younger. And so it's very much approached from kind of like the game on its own merits. There's no sense of like nostalgia or, you know, related games that are like inhibiting the opinions in any way. Not that nostalgia inhibits your opinion, but it does color your opinion. And like what was interesting in particular, like the Mega Man one, is he mentioned that like of the 3 first Mega Man games, his favorite was the first one, which is not a common opinion, but he had pretty solid explanations for why. So yeah, Picasprey, I recommend. And if nothing else, it's also fun to watch the soft lock picking and just see these like terrible scenarios that he invents for Pokemon trainers. Yeah, man, I don't know if I'd call it clean. I feel like there's a lot of janky stuff in Mega Man 1. It's very straightforward. But I feel like there's a lot of jank in it. So I don't know if I would describe it as clean. Wrong word? Okay, yeah. It is fun, though. I mean, I played that, I streamed that, and I managed to beat it on stream, which was shocking. One of the things that always surprises me when I watch like internet reviews and stuff is when they talk about like production, where they say something like, this game was rushed, this game was, you know, under a time limit, this game only had $25 to make it or whatever. Like, I never know any of that. I just know the game. That's pretty much it. Absolutely use pause cheese against the Odell. Yeah. No, I actually during that stream I beat him legit. Beat him the regular way. Cause I'm a cool guy, don't you know? I'm actually playing way longer than I expected to because I'm feeling better. Which is good. Hooray. Where do I go now? Let's go to Puppet Master. Yeah. So this particular level is a little bit strange because it's the only level that has an intro. None of the other levels in the game have intros, but this one does. We're going to play as Christmas Alucard, the most wonderful of presents for Christmas. Reese's Puffs! Oh, Love Reese's Puffs. It's gonna call them Puffs. I love Reese's Puffs. So watch. There's an intro. This guy shows up.
You too shall be my puppets.
It makes me wonder if, when the game was originally being designed, they had intended to have every level with a intro, and they just wound up not doing it for some reason. Because I could also see this being the first level that was created, because it definitely has the most like positional gimmicks out of any of the other stages. I don't know. Again, like I was just saying, I never know things like production schedule, or like if if this game had a lot of money behind it or this game didn't. But I could see that being the case. Eat them up, eat them up, eat them up, eat them up. They're super good. I love Reese's Puffs. My biggest complaint about Reese's Puffs is the box. It's so petty, I know. But there's a picture that they've used on the back of the box for a while now where it's like, how do you Reese's, as though Reese's were a verb. And then it's got this kind of like not great picture of a woman putting Reese's Puffs on pizza. And every time I see it, I'm just like, I hate that I have to see this if I want to eat Reese's Puffs. Currently trying chocolate checks. Ooh. Are those good? They have all peanut butter Reese's Puffs now, which I'm glad that they're given some peanut butter representation, but like I mean, there's only 2 flavors in the cereal, y'all. You take out the peanut butter, or you take out the chocolate, and you just have like peanut butter cereal. You notice the box? Yeah, it's frustrating, right? Like it's like don't say how do you Reese's at me. Nobody puts Reese's Puffs on pizza. That's weird. It's really strange. I'm sure somebody puts Reese's Puffs on pizza, and I'm sorry that I just called you strange, but I think it's weird. And I don't like it. He said it's a declaration of war to the good captain. Is there like a... Oh yeah, there is a Captain Crunch that's just peanut butter, isn't there? I never ate Captain Crunch growing up. I think the cereal I probably ate the most growing up was Kix. I think my mom would usually get us Kix. Ate a lot of Kix. What other cereals did I eat growing up? Ate Cheerios. Ate Honey Nut Cheerios. Trix. I think I ate Trix before they became little balls, back when they were actually like fruit shaped. Crunchitize me, Captain! Do it! Crunchitize me! He's just like yelling at the captain. The captain's like, whoa, I think you've had too much. He's like, crunchitize me, damn it! Crunchitize me, Captain! Do it! It's like that scene in it's like that scene in The Watchmen where Rorschach is just yelling and he's just like, do it! But it's asking to be crunchitized. Crunchitize me! Do it! It's like spitting at him a little bit too. It's really funny. Oh, why isn't that a meme? Why isn't that like image of Rorschach yelling "Do it" integrated into memes more often? You saw Dreamsicle Captain Crunch at Walmart. Walmart? I am my father's son. I've told you all that, right? That my dad says Walmart with a K. He says Walmart. He used to say Kmark and Walmart. And we used to tease him endlessly about it. Dreamsicle Captain Crunch, yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, I love orange creamsicle flavored things for the most part. Oh, hi, Walmart. She is tearing me apart, Walmart. Oh, hi, Walmart. I've never seen that movie, by the way. I've never seen the Room. I've also never seen like Birdemic or Troll 2, like all those big like meme movies and stuff. I've seen like memes and stuff about them, but I've never seen the actual movies. That guy was a champion. He really threw that bone far. I don't know why he said Walmart, honestly. I have no idea. It's just what he would do. He would just say Walmart. The memes tell you all you really need to know. I love these Persephones with the vacuum cleaners. Again, speaking to how like faithful this game is to its source material, they actually did include the thing where if you are playing as Charlotte and one of the Persephones with the vacuum cleaner gets close to you, it will still try to vacuum up your skirt, which I think is funny. Like, I think it's funny that they included it for Charlotte. I kind of wish they included it for like everybody, because otherwise it doesn't really make sense why the Persephone holds up her vacuum cleaner and then just does nothing for a while you kill her. You'd never make it through the room. Pure tragedy. Oh, plain cake donut sounds good. You know what sounds good right now? Like, well, basically any food, because I didn't eat dinner, but also specifically a chocolate iced cream filled donut from Krispy Kreme. I think I've lamented this before, but there aren't any Krispy Kremes near where I live, so any Krispy Kreme donuts that I would get would come from a store, like a grocery store. And you can never get just chocolate ice cream filled at the grocery store. You've always got to get like the multi-pack, which means it's got like 5 donuts I don't care about in there. So frustrating. First world problems. I want better donut selection. And if you try and get donuts at a freaking Dunkin' Donuts, they're like, no, man, we don't have donuts. We do have coffee, though. Do you want coffee? Have some coffee. We're going to change our name to just Dunkin' Coffee. Pisses me right off. Wait, you never got your puffs? Go get them. You got to have your puffs. Dunno. For like a second there, I actually did think that corn pops were called corn puffs, and I was being very clever. In fact, I was just conflating 2 different things, so that's fine. Y'all, I'm so glad I feel better. I felt awful earlier tonight, and I'm so glad I feel better now. Ugh. Like, I find myself wondering if it was the wine, if it was the food, or if it was some unholy combination thereof. I don't know. I just know that it wasn't good. It's a bad time. Dunkin' no donuts? Yeah. Like, come on, y'all. At least still advertise your donuts. Don't try to, like, remove your donuts from your, They're, like, trying to distance themselves from their donuts. Their donuts got canceled on Twitter, and now they're like, yeah, no, we're just Dunkin' now. We're just Dunkin'. We just make coffee. Coffee, Dunkin'. That's it. Don't worry about it. We don't need donuts. Why don't we need donuts? I'm just being stupid. Whatever. Okay. Here's a little audience poll for you. For those who have enjoyed Krispy Kreme donuts, what are your thoughts on the original glazed? Because I feel as though the original glazed donuts are oftentimes held up as the reason you go to Krispy Kreme. But I don't like them at all. Really. Like, their whole, like, hot, fresh donuts or whatever. I'm not a fan, honestly. I don't think they're good. Like, I had a friend who used to refer to them as sugary air, because they just kind of like, you eat them and it just kind of like evaporates in your mouth. I sort of get that. Like, that's the vibe I get, that it's just kind of like, it's like cotton candy but a donut. You know, it just kind of like disappears when you go to eat it. I always liked their they're sturdier donuts. Like I was a big fan of the they used to have crullers. They don't have crullers anymore. They used to have chocolate ice cake donuts. Krispy Kreme makes you feel bad, like stomach wise or like emotionally.
I need only
Hey dude.
right inside.
Stop that, stop that, stop that, stop that. There we go.
I need only
Actual crullers? Yeah, like I really liked crullers. I really liked crullers. And they just don't do it anymore because all their food is like Instagram bait nowadays. Which sucks. I'm really upset by it. Old man shakes cane. I hate the fact that all my donuts were taken away by photo ops. Oh, I saw that Mox said something. Sorry, Mox. Currently fighting this thing. Can't look. I think the plain ones are the Krispy Kreme's best showing, and not a huge fan of their donuts. I mean, I get it. Like, it's what they advertise themselves on. You know, it's what they're famous for, is their basic hot ones. I think it's just that they're such messy donuts, you know? Like, you get the hot ones, and it's, like, sticky, and they like, sweat. That's one thing I've noticed in the packages that you can get inside, like, a grocery store. You look at like the regular glaze and it's like covered in like juice and it's kind of gross and I don't want it. Oh shoot, I can't get down there. Punch. Okay. Gotta find your local. Yeah, I guess that's fair. I feel like I should be more discerning about like the restaurant foods that I was gonna say imbibe. The restaurant foods that I ingest. Oh fudge. Oh fudge. Oh no. Oh, there's a problem. Die, dude. Die. Oh fudge, I can't get up there. I need to get up there. Punch. Okay. Oh, I already used up my super potion? Oh, fudge. Oh, this is bad. Got him! Yeah! The best donuts you've had from pretty much actual factual hole-in-the-wall cash-only place in San Francisco. That's pretty cool. I honestly really like my local grocery store's donuts. They're pretty basic, but they're good. It's probably because my favorite donut is a custard or pastry cream donut, and no chain place makes a real pastry cream. It's not worth it. Oh. Then I have probably never had that. Probably never had a real pastry donut. Interesting. How long am I going? Quality of a spot entirely comes down to plain glazed, risen donuts, and by extension donut holes. Everything else is smoke and mirrors, dude. I remember growing up, there was this one grocery store. Can I do this? This level is so hard if you're a man. It's so hard if you're a boy, because the boss uses a like love tactic on you. She's got like a love shot, and none of the girls are lesbians, and so they don't, if it hits them, they just don't care. But all the guys are like, oh, she's so pretty. And what sucks is that like on hard mode, if that hits you, you're pretty much done because you can't do anything until it wears off. And usually she will have like hit you by the time it wears off. We'll try it. Not the girls type, no. They're just not interested. Not for them. No, wait, I was gonna do this. Alucard will become Paladin Alucard. Palucard. Go! Wait, hang on. Let me get a super potion. Get a super potion. Get a super potion. Oh, see, look, freaking Alucard has a cruller. I want that. Love gun. Yeah, sort of. That's sort of what it is. Palucard? Oh, I wish he was my Palucard. You could give me hair tips. He's like, you need to use this type of conditioner. Only use this one. Make sure you blow dry your hair on the road. Ow! Doggone it.
Come forth.
Ow, what the heck? Thought I'd be safe there. Woo! Man, Portrait of Ruin was so cool. This level's from Portrait of Ruin. Portrait of Ruin was so cool. Love that game. It's like I like the characters in it. I really like the setting. Like one of my favorite stages in Portrait of Ruin was the City of Haze / 13th Street. Because it's just like, it's like Castlevania in like a town. How often do you get to see that? It's awesome. Where's my Vic 13? There he is. Vic 13! So cool. Uh-oh. Ah! Doggone it. Ooh, Summon Spirit. Nice. So I mentioned earlier about how different characters level up in different ways. Alucard levels up based on his spells. But what's a little bit unusual is that he doesn't level up based on spell usage. He levels up based on like finding them. So anytime you find one of his spells, you just instantly become stronger. Unless you've got 9 of them already. So anytime I find one of Alucard's spells, it's very exciting. Do you love the crazy black hole circus areas too? I think probably of the main stages, that's the one I'm least excited about. It's still cool. Like, it's still a cool idea. But I think it's because it feels more like a level, I guess. The other ones are kind of cool because they're structured more like buildings. And I like that. Virtual On? Wait, Virtual On. That was an arcade game, wasn't it? Wasn't that it was like a mech fighting game? I don't think I have played Virtual On before. I think I have it on a console. Like, I think I have it on Sega Saturn, maybe? But I don't think I've ever played it. Would I like it? I do so like robots. Watch. Just gonna let this guy forever wander and look for his skull. Because it amuses me so. Watch. It was Dreamcast? Are you sure you're not thinking of Cyberbots? Cyberbots was Dreamcast. I thought Virtual On was like a Saturn. I want to converse with y'all, but I don't have my iPad set up, so I can't look that way. Or rather, I have to look to the side to talk to you. Which is why my responses have been slow tonight. Oh, nice, another one. Super good. I mean, Summon Spirit is probably his worst ability, but still good because it means he's stronger.
Hellfire.
Oh, I got a trophy. Slaughtervania. Sounds like a terrible fan remake. Slaughtervania. Well, I appreciate it. It's that question of the active chat again. I don't want to get too far behind. I want to be able to respond to people, so I feel like I'm being a good host. God's Garb. So there are a couple of items that once you played this game for a while, you will get absolutely sick of getting. The two in my mind are God's Garb and Megging Yords. Those show up in like all kinds of levels, and then they're just never good. Well, God's Garb is actually a pretty good item, but you don't need how many you find. Like, you find tons of them. I didn't know God had that many clothes. Alright, I activated that. Hang on. No, I didn't activate that. Wait, what? What am I doing wrong here? No? Okay, never mind. I thought I was done. I gotta go back. I appreciate it. Thanks, y'all. You cannot defeat Palucard. He's got the fist of Tulkas. Tulkas! Punch! Punch! Did you get the fist of Tulkas from those, the lions in the library in, Symphony of the Night? I think you got the blue knuckle from them, but I feel like you also got the... No, you got the blue knuckle from the toads. Where'd you get the fist of Tulkas? Is that from them? I feel like that's from them. I always felt kind of bad for the lions, because they didn't look like they wanted to be there. Yeah. I'm so divided about the reverse. Well, no, I'm not. Never mind. I still think it's a cool idea. The reverse castle is a cool idea, and I think that in Harmony of Dissonance, you kind of like see the full concept of the reverse castle. Because like the problem with the reverse castle, in my opinion, is that while it's a really cool idea, and it's super exciting when you're playing the game and suddenly you find out that because you fought Richter correctly, you get to play like more game. Always an exciting thing to find out that when you beat the game, there's more game. But I sort of wish that like the doorways changed, or like you had to go through it a different way or something. Because at that point in the game, you've already got the ability to fly, you've already got the ability to turn into mist, you've got like all of your moves already. A lot of mushrooms. I'm very injured. Because you've already got all your moves and like the hippogriff jump and stuff, you don't really like have to. It's just too easy to get around, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And one of the things I liked about Harmony of Dissonance was the fact that like they kind of introduced both sides of the castle to you intermittently, so that when you did get the sort of twist where you get to see the other castle, it's still like fresh and interesting. You're like, oh, okay, it's this, but it looks different, or pathways don't line up, or there's different puzzles and stuff. I like that. I really do think that was a definite improvement that Dissonance did over Symphony of the Night. Did I mention to y'all how long it took me to realize that the three enemies that you encounter in the library in the Verse Castle are references to the Wizard of Oz? I just didn't pick up on it. I mean, it's pretty obvious once you think about it. There's a scarecrow, a lion, and a robot. That friggin' see, Megging Yord, you get them all the time. They suck. They hate them. I just didn't pick up on it for a long time. Once I realized it, though, it was like, oh, that's a really clever idea. This like monstrous take on, you know, these beloved children's characters. Plus, you know, a floating head. I don't think the floating head is based on anything, but it is there. And it is called the Shmoo, which is just fun to say. Shmoo. I gotta get something to eat, man. I'm for real hungry. It might be a late night McDonald's run for me. Good old Shmoo. What was it? Oh, it was called the Chrysogrim. The Volman Way was called Chrysogrim in Symphony of the Night. The famous Volman Way sword. Oh, whoa!
Come forth.
Yeah, get him. Frickin' Malachi. I actually learned about the Chrysogrim from years ago. Proton John and Lucagen did a joint playthrough of Symphony of the Night, which was frankly very fun to watch. But I think John mentioned that he, like, when they got to the reverse cutscene, he's like, all right, I'm not going to get the Chrysogrim because I don't want to ruin the game. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then I looked it up and I was like, oh, it's the Volman Way.
Hellfire.
All right, we're about to see, will Alucard be able to resist her womanly wiles? Eat a bagel sandwich first. Bagel sandwich. Okay, now go back and get a super potion. I don't have a super potion. Oh no, I don't have a super potion. Oh, that's not good. What's the next best thing? Why do I not have a super potion though? I could get a fried crab claw. Escargot. Boneless ham. Alright, get that. Care to run a boneless ham with you? I gotta remember to get super potions when I get down this level. Pizza. Okay, so the boss for this stage is Astarte, which I think her name is supposed to be like Astarte, but my friends and I definitely always called her Astarte because it's funnier. So she will attempt to womanly wiles me. There we go. Whoop. Oh, that's right. I can do that as him. I forgot about that. Yeah, so Alucard can temporarily make himself invincible and avoid her womanly wiles. But like, look at how many shots that is. It's so hard to avoid if you're playing as anybody else. Punch, 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 punch. Punch, 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 punch. Punch, 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 punch. Punch, 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 punch. Punch, 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 punch. Ah! Whoop! I will continue to dodge your love by turning myself into a cloud. Oh fudge! Oh fudge! Oh, ha-ha! Cloud powers activate. More pudging. Uh-oh. Punch, 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 punch. Punch, 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 punch. Frickin' Astarte. Don't you shake your booty at me. Get your booty on the floor now. Make my day. Make my day. What the? Whoa.
Come hither.
Come hither, temptation. Mm. She's like, you're a very handsome man. I think I'd like to have myself a paddle card for my room. Says Astard.
Come hither. Temptation.
What? Yeah! Beat her with a Hadouken. Nice. Oh, Shodel. It's kind of cool. I can pretend I'm what's his name? Sandrock. My favorite of the 5 Gundams. From Gundam Wing. Let's do one more run. We'll do one more level, and that'll be it for tonight. And you get a full 2-hour stream out of it. I wasn't actually expecting that. I thought I would only manage a 1-hour one, but this has been fun for me. I really like playing this game, so thank y'all for keeping me company. Let's see. Let's go see if we can beat Dracula. Dracuman. Oh, I need to buy some super potions first. Come, sweet hour of death. Do diddle do 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 diddle. Did I tell y'all that I've been playing Final Fantasy Adventure for Game Boy recently? It's a really good game. I gotta play a series of that either on stream or on regular channel at some point. I really like that game a lot. It's so much better in my opinion than Sword of Mana, which was a remake of it. Well, remake slash reimagining. It's Sword of Mana is pretty different from Final Fantasy Adventure, but I think that the original is my favorite. Just a fun game. It's got great art style too. I don't think my X button is sticking to this controller. Do you think it would be hard to eat if you had an octopus for a face? It seems like it would be hard to eat. On the other hand, you could hold things next to your head, so maybe that would be helpful. But you got like a beak under there, right? Fudge. The challenges of being an illithid. I was trying to read like in response to a book series I was reading, which was like it was like one of those isekai. Well, it was a pseudo isekai. Like the main character wasn't like transported to another world or anything. They were just playing a video game. It was like a VR video game, and they could leave at any time. They weren't like trapped, but it did still take place mostly in the game. And apparently the game designer, the game devs were really into like Cthulhu stuff. So like the books were absolutely chock-a-block full of references to Lovecraftian mythos. And so I was like, well, I guess I should try and learn something about Lovecraft stuff, because I hated feeling like I was out of the loop when I was reading it. And I tried reading some, and I just kind of like lost interest. It's very verbose in a lot of ways. And I suspect a large part of Lovecraft's legacy is that at the time when it was produced, nothing was really written that way. Like, the language reminds me of authors from that time period, but it's about like weird stuff. And I guess that's why Lovecraft is kind of famous. Watching Super Kate art cartoon earlier. Strange seeing the Mario and DK dynamic. It's like they are both the hero and villain alongside the villain's lead. Oh, I'm sorry, Black. I hope you feel better. Go lie down if you're not feeling good. This will be a VOD if you want to catch the I mean, this is the last level I'm playing, so it'll be a VOD after that. I don't know what Supercade is. What is that? I'm not familiar with that idea. I hate getting headaches, man. Headaches are the worst. Well, I think they're bad. I guess they're probably worse things than a headache, but I don't like headaches. So there is that. Ow. I come home for Thanksgiving. Alucard comes home from college for Thanksgiving to hang out with his dad, and this is the greeting he gets. Bunch of weird purple ladies shooting guns at him. So this is why I don't come home for Thanksgiving now. I know this. Early 80s Saturday morning cartoon showcase. Oh, interesting. Can you link like a video of it in the Discord, Cyber? I'm curious about that, but I don't know anything about it. Is it like Captain In or something? As Pauline is the psychic and not Luigi. That's kind of neat. That's a neat little bit of representation. I like that. Yes, but earlier for arcade games. Oh, that sounds cool. Yeah, if you don't mind, link me like a video or something of that. Well, I guess I should ask, were you watching it online? If you're watching it on something else, don't worry about it. I can look it up on my own. But if you're watching on like YouTube or something, drop a link in the Discord so I can see what you're talking about. That sounds neat. Is Mario referred to as Jumpman? That would also be interesting. Hello, friend. What do I want to do for dinner? It's already kind of late. It's going to be like 11 o'clock when I get done with this. But I still want food. Like, I feel like I was cheated out of my dinner by it being gross. YouTube, the channel that posts it does some interesting preservation stuff. Part of a team bring all the ES elements together so you can play ES broadcasts. Ooh. Oh, really? That's interesting. I kind of want to try that, actually. Like, there is a third, what do you call it? Well, fourth, I guess. There's another, Famicom Detectives Club game that was BS only, that it's in Japanese, so I wouldn't be able to understand it, but I'd love to see it. Interesting. Alright. Come on, me man! Hey, Dad.
Come, my son. Let us embrace.
Thank you. See, Dracula's a good dad. He's like, come, son. Let's have a hug.
Come forth.
Meanwhile, Alucard's over here like, no, I'll throw ghosts at your head. I want you, Dad.
Come forth.
Technically, the Fist of Tokus is better, but it's a lot harder to use, so.
Come forth. Come forth.
I kind of hate that for this stage, like the Dracula's Castle stage, they use the tile set from Order of Ecclesia. So I really didn't like the way Dracula's Castle looked in Order of Ecclesia, honestly. It had a very, like, weirdly, like, rounded look to everything, which just wasn't my deal. I don't know. Like, it would be cool if the throne room for this stage was the throne room from, like, Symphony of the Night, because I feel like that's the most famous of Dracula's throne rooms. So you're just gonna keep doing the same thing, bud?
Hellfire.
And well, Dracula's like, oh, he learned that from me. He learned that from his good old dad. Oh, I thought, doggone it. I thought I heard him saying the line to start his next phase.
Hellfire. This is not the end. It's just the beginning. Gaze upon my
Lagugard.
dark form.
Oh, welcome, Sazabi. You are new. Good to see you. Welcome to, regrettably, the end of my stream.
Demonic Makido.
But thanks for coming out. Eat the boneless ham. Oh, not this move. I hate this move. Got me. Twin Yasu's made people mad online. Yeah. You will not see top level play from me, but I do like this game. Well, I guess since you're coming out as I'm ending, I'll go ahead and mention this. If you want to see the rest of this VOD, I've been playing for 2 hours now. You can find it on my YouTube channel, which will be linked in the description down below. And thanks for coming out. Good to see you. But that's going to be it for tonight. I will probably be back on Thursday. Wait, Twin Yasu's made people mad online because alternating 2 Yasus would make lag. Ew. Ew. Yeah, I used to, back when I would play this with friends, I had a friend who knew a lot of those tricks, like the backdash canceling with the Lapistas, and he knew all of the ways to break Soma. So I definitely played with some people that know a lot of the tricks, but I never learned them. So also thank you for following. All right, y'all, that's it for Soman Way. Yeah, that's all for tonight. Thank you all for coming out. Appreciate it. And I'll probably be back on Thursday. I am the MoeChicken. This has been Castlevania Harmony of Despair, and my stomach is not hurting anymore. Thanks for stopping by.